Morning on today's Home for Do-It-Yourself projects that can add value to your home. It might not be the best time to sell a home, but it is a good time to build up equity with affordable upgrades. Amy Matthews is a remodeling expert and host of the DIY network Sweat Equity. Amy, good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to see you. So
thanks for having me.
We're talking about things here. You're not trying to tempt a buyer right now. You're trying to put value in your home so when the time comes that you are going to sell it, you get a better price.
Exactly. We all want our house to look and function beautifully. We don't want to spend a lot of money doing it, but we want a great return on our investment when it does come time to sell. So I brought some fun things to show you.
I'm not the handiest person in the world, and for people like me, these are things we can actually do ourselves and not mess them up.
I promise you.
Okay.
I will show you how.
Got these countertops, these laminate countertops. You want to replace these. How easy is it?
This is actually a refinishing kit for these. These are so dated. They always look bad, and sometimes they're in disrepair. And if you can't, afford a granite or a marble that's $50 to $100 a square foot, this is a great thing to do. So it's kind of like polishing your nails. You've done that? I'll walk you through it. Okay. All right. So you actually clean this off. You sand it down, kind of like you're buffing it down. You put on a primer coat that prepares it for the final top coat, and you end up with a really transformed, beautiful counter. And it's going to add probably about $1,000 in value, and the whole thing only costs $100 to do.
Only $100 because you're using a gloss paint as opposed to some other material that's much more expensive.
Exactly. And you buy it in a kit. You can buy these, the primer and the paint, and then you buy the kit. All the tools that you need are under $100. You're private. It doesn't feel good, and you see your doors, and you use your doors every single day.
And you go into a house where they have real solid doors, it just makes it feel like the house was built well.
Yes, it packs a punch. It's beautiful. This is a Douglas fir. It's a nice shaker style, goes in bungalows. So this feels like quality in your hands. And then if you want something a little bit different and more fun, you can go with a glass door. These are good for media rooms, maybe a family room. And one of my favorites is this chalk door, which is great for kids' rooms,
playroom, children's room, right.
Things like that.
What if you start to rehang doors here? And I mean, how do you make sure they're level and square?
Good question. You have this tool, and this is a tool every tool room across the country should have. It's actually so new. We're so cutting edge here on today that it's not even in the store yet. You can get it online. It's called levelbest2.com, and it costs about $20, but it's the only tool out there that is a carpenter square. Okay, so you need to know that your door is square, but you also have to make sure that it's level and plumb, and it has a ruler in there. So even if you're just going to try and hang a picture straight, this is a tool you need.
That's the tool to have.
Exactly.
Okay. Talk about tile work. Bathrooms and kitchens. You hear it all the time. Those are the things that add value to your house.
They do.
What are we
sell
doing?
Homes. Well, it's a great way to transform your kitchen, because nowadays we're not just cooking in our kitchen, we're entertaining in our kitchen. It's got to have a pop of art. Tiling is one of the easiest things you can learn how to do yourself, and it adds a lot of bang for your buck. So what I brought was, this is from Doll Tile. These are all beautiful. There's a lot of accent tiles in here that you can use. They're not cheap. A lot of times they'll run $30 to $50 a square foot, so use them sparingly.
So if you have a wall like this and you want to spruce it up, you can actually chisel out selected tiles
and end up with something looking like this. So you're spending a little less on the expensive tile. You've still got a lower cost field tile. Chiseling it out is not the easiest thing to do in the world, so if you're a tile virgin, start with just a new fresh backsplash.
What kind of value can we add to a house by doing this in a kitchen and a bathroom?
In a kitchen, $1,000, $2,000 easy in value, and also you have that perceived value that a buyer potentially is going to see in the long run.
All right, if you have a basement in your home, you say it's time to add an egress window. This looks a little more complicated.
This is actually quite easy. The hole that you dig is big, but you get a really good workout doing it. So this is the back side. I want to show you how it's put together. It has two side panels, and the back panels literally snap into place. So it's 3 parts. And the whole thing from the front looks like this in your basement. So the best way to add value in the basement is by adding light and air, so it doesn't feel like a basement. So you set this in, your window goes in front of it, and you actually have the safety of having an egress where you can step out into the yard, or a firefighter can get in case of emergency. But in the meantime, you've got something beautiful to look at, and you can actually plant in the steps.
And we're taking a look at one in a room, so we actually get a feel for what it does to a room. And it does. It's, wow, it really adds a lot of light.
And I just put one of these in my house, and I absolutely love it, because everybody walks down the basement and they go, it's so bright.
Yeah, but again, we're excavating here. You don't mind if people try this themselves.
The excavating is the easiest. It's a workout, but you get buff and sexy doing DIY projects. That's the whole point.
That's the whole goal, right? Exactly. All right, Amy Matthews. Amy, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And for more of these projects, you can log on to our website at todayshow.com. Up next, we're having pizza for breakfast, which right around now sounds great. But first, this is Today on NBC.
It's a thought.
Can we get a shirt?
You guys.